So you're telling me that young Jock, the king of comic relief, the walking meme, the OG of love and hip-hop, just vanished from season 13? Nah, something's not adding up. This wasn't just a creative break. It wasn't a he's taking time off type of thing. This was a cold, silent takedown. And not just any takedown, a behind-the-scenes execution by the same producers who once gave him airtime to argue in a salon wearing a perm. Now, silence, no Jock in the trailer. No name in the promo, not a single cameo. Where is young Jock? Why did VH1 ghost him like an unpaid intern from season 6? Was this Mona Scott's final power move? Or did Kendra pull the plug behind closed doors? Or is Jock hiding something so wild, so embarrassing, even VH1 said, yeah, we're not touching? That, one thing is clear, this wasn't random, it was calculated. It was surgical. So buckle up, because what we found might just change everything you thought you knew about young Jock, the franchise, and the drama that lives off camera. Love and hip-hop. Atlanta has always been chaotic, culture mixed with conflict, and drama served piping hot. But no matter how messy things got, one thing was consistent. Young Jock, he was the funny one. The self-aware one, the one who never took himself too seriously. That made him relatable, lovable, and honestly, one of the show's biggest assets. So when the season 13 trailer dropped and Jock was missing, fans were stunned, memes started flying. Everyone had the same question: where the hell is Jock? Let's rewind for over a decade. Jock's been in the middle of everything: love triangles, barbershop beef, and trying to hold on to his marriage with Kendra Robinson. He was one of the last original cast members still standing. So why cut him now? According to insider whispers, Jock didn't quit. He was pushed out. Producers allegedly felt his storyline had gone stale. No more drama, no more viral moments, no more ratings. And in a world now ruled by TikTok-level chaos, they wanted fire, not funny. And then there's Kendra. After season 12, a mess of cheating scandals, side chicks, and public embarrassment, she was done. Word is, Kendra refused to film unless producers gave her full control over what made it to air. No more exes popping up, no more Carly Red jumping out of closets, no more lies. Producers? They weren't having it, so they scrapped the storyline. When Kendra backed out, Jock followed, or so it seemed, but behind the scenes, things were even colder. Crew members say Jock didn't walk. He was sidelined, quietly removed, not a word allowed publicly, no Instagram rant, no podcast spill, just silence. And for Jock? That's strange. He's always been vocal, loud, always ready to laugh at himself. But now, nothing, and that silence is screaming. Fans started speculating. Was this about money, a contract gone wrong? Did Jock refuse to follow a fake storyline? There's one theory. Jock was allegedly offered a reduced role in season 13, background appearances only. No drama, no storyline, just a check-in, and Jock said no. He felt he deserved better, and honestly, he did. But when he refused, they shut him out completely. No reduced role, no role at all. Combine that with Kendra's exit, and boom, Jock was erased, and that was only the beginning. Producers started bringing in new faces: Queen Key, 24 Hours, Selma Slims, and even surprise cast from older seasons. The energy shifted. Season 13 stopped feeling like a continuation and started feeling like a reboot. But fans weren't buying it. Because love and hip-hop without Jock, it felt empty, no balance, no comedy, no heart. People online were furious. Tweets like, "How you gonna have love and hip-hop without Jock? He was the glue." The show fell off the moment he left, and that brings us to the next big question. If he's not in season 13, will he come back in season 14? Here's where things get deeper. Behind the scenes, there's talk of a cold war between Jock and the producers. Apparently, after the season 12 reunion, Jock wasn't happy with how he was edited. He felt they made him look worse than he really was. Word is, he confronted producers off camera, calling it clown editing just for ratings. That didn't sit right with the execs. One assistant director allegedly said, "You don't bite." The hand that feeds you. That moment reportedly sealed Jock's fate. When planning for season 13 began, Jock's name was nowhere near the top of the list. At the same time, Mona Scott and her team were on a mission to rebrand the show. After years of cheating scandals, baby mamas, and the same recycled drummer, they wanted fresh faces, unpredictable chaos, and new energy. And Jock, while still meme-worthy, had become predictable. Funny, yes. Relevant, questionable. That's when people like Queen Key and Selma Slims stepped in. No filters, no fear, no baggage. They came to shake the table, and production was here for it. So where does that leave Jock? Will he return for season 14? Will he speak out? Or has love and hip-hop really lost one of its biggest stars for good? One thing's certain, this wasn't just drama, it was strategy and Jock silence. That might be the loudest twist of all. Producers were eating up the new cast chaos. Meanwhile, young Jock, he was suddenly too safe. That's what they claimed. But look closer and you'll see Jock wasn't boring. He was being punished. See, this is a man who refused to fake storylines. He protected Kendra from being dragged through mess just for clout. He didn't want to stage cheating scandals just to trend on Twitter. Imagine saying no to scripted drama on a show built entirely on fake drama. Yeah, that didn't sit well with the producers. So what did they do? They cut his screen time, hoping he'd fold or walk away. But when Jock stood his ground, they erased him quietly, completely. No goodbye, no tribute. Not even a shady tweet. Just silence. But fans? They noticed. The streets started talking. Bloggers, podcasters, everybody started asking, where's Jock? What happened to Kendra? Why did they both disappear at the same time? And while all this buzz was building, Jock stayed quiet. No Instagram rants, no podcast confessions. No, they did me dirty post. Just calm, silence, and that silence? It might be part of a plan, because word on the street is Jock isn't done. He's plotting something bigger. Sources say he's in talks for his own digital series. Something real, something authentic. There's even buzz about him and Kendra launching a relationship podcast, part therapy, part tea, and 100% under their control. Let that sink in. What if all this silence isn't surrender, but strategy? What if Jock is finally stepping away from the clown edits, the barbershop memes, and the cheating husband narrative, and rebranding into young Jock 2.0? But we can't talk about this story without talking about Kendra. Kendra wasn't just Jock's wife. She was the heart of his storyline. She brought real emotion, real stakes, real conflict. So when producers approached her in season 13 pre-production and pitched another round of the same old mess, Carly Red cheating ex-girlfriends, she said no. She refused to relive pain for ratings, and when she pushed back, they threatened to write her out. At that point, Jock made a choice. He stood by her. Loyalty over fame. Now, whether you call that noble or naive, that's your call. But make no mistake, this wasn't business. It was personal, and the fact that they both vanished together? That ain't coincidence. That's chess. So next time someone says Jock quit, ask again, did he quit, or was he checkmated? And here's the crazy part. Even with all the new drama, Jock's absence is still louder than the cast. New girls, new fights, new mess, but nothing hits the same because you can't fake energy. And Jock, he brought that energy. And fans are seeing through it. They're realizing this ain't just TV. This is control. Control of stories, control of people, control of reputation, because the second a cast member pushes back, questions edits, or tries to protect their real marriage from being ruined on camera, the machine tightens. And Jock, he didn't just push back, he walked away with integrity. Let's be real, for years, Jock played the clown. He gave producers everything: messy breakups, viral memes, crazy outfits, and scandal after scandal. He laughed with the internet, let them roast him, and always showed up for more. But when it came to Kendra, The joke stopped, the man stepped forward, he tried to build something real. And that made him a threat because being real in a fake world? That gets you cut. They wanted him to keep playing dumb, keep messing up, keep turning pain into ratings. He didn't, so they pulled the plug. But here's the twist. The more they tried to erase him, the louder the audience got. Social media is full of edits, old clips, fan threads, and hashtags. Hashtag bring back JOC, hashtag JOC deserved better. And guess who's liking those posts? Other cast members who've been burned by this system. Jocelyn, Erica Dixon, Lil Scrappy. They've all hinted at how producers twist narratives to turn real people into TV villains. So maybe Jock disappearing isn't a loss. Maybe it's a wake-up call. And his story? It's far from over. Sources say Jock is quietly working on a brand new, unscripted digital show. His story, his voice, his rules, something more grown, more honest, less mess, more message. And the audience? They're ready. They're tired of fake drama. They want the truth behind the edits. And Jock's the perfect one to deliver it, but don't count Love and Hip Hop out just yet. Season 14 is already in development, and the pressure is building. Execs know they messed up. They know fans feel the void, and behind the scenes, producers are reportedly pushing for a Jock redemption arc, a surprise return, a powerful sit-down with Kendra, maybe even a full storyline comeback, but this time, Jock holds the power. He doesn't need the show, he's got the audience, the voice, the story. And the legacy. If he comes back, it'll be on his terms, not as a joke, not as the side act, but as a man who knows the game now and plays it better. And maybe that's the ultimate flex, because while they tried to turn him into a meme, he turned it into a movement. So next time you don't see Jock's name in the credits. Don't ask, why did they cut him? Ask, who's scared of him coming back? Because when a man walks away from the noise and still makes headlines, that's not quitting. That's leveling up. And that is the real story behind Young Jock and Love and Hip Hop. Atlanta Season 13. Now it's your turn to sound off. Do you think Jock was unfairly forced out? Or is this part of a bigger plan for Season 14? Should he return? Or has he outgrown the franchise entirely? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because what's coming next, it's even messier. Stay tuned.